guys, this is Wonderbit Trading and we're carrying on with our weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis. Let's go straight into the content. As usual, in front of you, you can see 4 different charts, but they all relate to Bitcoin. The one on the top left is the BTC futures, the one on the top right is the BTC dominance, and the 2 at the bottom are prices for the BTC against the dollar from Bitstamp and Binance. So let's look at the weekly time frame for all of these 4 price charts. You can see that on the future price chart, the previous week was actually quite good. We could have seen the increase in the price of BTC from 6,700 to the 7,200. However, during the weekends, the sharp drop occurred, and that is exactly the reason why the BTC futures opened with a dramatic decrease in the price, while the spot markets for both on Bitstamp and Binance, they showed us not a pleasant candlestick. This candlestick is usually refers to the bear move. So let's look closely into what was actually happening during the weekends and why we're thinking right now that the market is going to search for the second bottom. Let's start from the futures markets. So looking at the daily, and we'll also switch on back our analysis. Looking at daily time frame, what we can see is that there was a very sharp drop in terms of today's price. So starting from Monday morning, we saw the huge decrease that formed a small gap, which is actually, you can see on the 4-hour chart. However, I wouldn't put this gap as a significant one. The most important thing here is that we broke below the 50 MA, and now both the 200 MA and the 50 MA will act as a resistance. While the price was breaking this initially support level of 50 MA, we saw a huge volume, well, not a huge one, but we saw an increase in volume, which is quite an important factor as well. And based on that, we already draw the downward channel. So we formed the lower high, and that is why we can draw this downward channel right now. What we can see here is that there are 2 potential scenarios. One is that the price is going to quickly rebound back and will try to go higher once again to pick up the volume to see if there is some bulls in the market. However, at this particular moment, we can see that the volume is still very low based on the 4-hour time frame. This downward channel and the upper part of the channel will also act as a resistance, taking into account that there is also a 50 MA resistance right now and a 200 MA resistance right now. That means there is a higher probability that the price during this week will carry on the downward movement. So now let's look at the BTC dominance, and let's start from the daily time frame. Overall, we can see that starting from the January 2018, the BTC dominance is steadily increasing over and over again, and currently we're in a short-term downward trend, and we're about to reach the end of this trend. What we expect from the BTC dominance in this week is that it will carry on the decrease towards the bottom of this upward channel. It might form the second bottom over here and then start reversing, and this will be quite important because taking into the account that we're coming towards the halving of Bitcoin, this will be very nice to see the double bottom formation here for the BTC dominance, and then the BTC dominance actually increasing after the halving event. Okay, let me now look at Bitstamp exchange, and again there is a daily time frame that we're looking at. The scenario over here is not so positive for the bulls because we can see that the 50 MA acted as a pure resistance here. We didn't break it even once, and even though there was an ascending triangle which we're hoping to break above and start the upward move, it didn't occur, it didn't happen. So what to expect next? The volume is still quite low, that's why we can justify this as a fake breakout of the triangle. We can see that the price dropped dramatically during the Sunday, so once again the 50 MA acted as a resistance here. Now the bulls are supporting this area of the bottom of the triangle, because as soon as we're gonna break below it, with a nice and solid bearish candlestick, that will just mean that the price will start to search for the second bottom somewhere in the accumulation area. We might go back to our triangle that we predicted a long time ago, that we thought, based on the psychology of the market, would be nice to see this area of accumulation before the next growth phase. So that is exactly what we're expecting, and it seems like there is a higher probability of this scenario rather than the price is gonna reverse straight away and will pump, because we'll have to break so many resistance levels. 50 MA, 200 MA, we're currently also at the level of the resistance where the previous accumulation occurred during the December 2019. So it was December and beginning of January. So based on that, we can definitely say that there is a higher probability for the price to go down during this week. Let's look at the Binance exchange, and let's look at the local time frames, such as 4 hours over here. The most important thing on the 4-hour chart is that we're actually formed a lower high during this weekend. So based on that, what we can say is we can easily draw a downward channel. We are currently at the bottom of that channel based on the previous low, and the price and this channel acted as a support, so the price is starting its retracement. That is the reason why what we expect is that the price going towards the 50 MA rejected from that region, and then we're gonna go down. It is hard to justify what would be the actual price during the end of this week, but this will be the general direction throughout this week. So let's switch to the Ethereum price right now. The situation here is very similar. We were in the ascending triangle. The candlestick with which we broke this pattern was very good, nice volume above the 20 MA, nice and solid candlestick. We actually came straight towards the 200 MA, which acted as a resistance. For now, we don't see the following up with the volume, which is a bad sign if we expect to go higher. At the same time, what is formed right now is the so-called death cross. So you can see that the 50 MA was crossing down the 200 MA, and based on technical analysis, this is the indicator which shows that the price should carry on decreasing. The good sign, however, is that currently the price is finding the support at the top of that triangle, which is actually quite crucial for us as well, because this can be the scenario that we are just recharging, that the bulls are recharging, and then we may be able to see the further increase in the price. However, if we take into consideration that the BTC price is usually the dominating asset, and there is a strong correlation between the BTC and the rest of the market, and we definitely can see that the BTC price is going down, we probably should expect that the Ethereum price will also decrease and go towards the area of accumulation once again, trying to establish the new local bottom. Okay guys, that was it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned with our Telegram channel. And best of luck with your trading.